Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. This one courtesy of Emily on Twitter, guys. New BRICS news: UAE officially stops using the US dollar for oil trades. The UAE has shifted from using the US dollar to local currencies in its oil trades. Bye-bye USD. Hello, BRICS currency. So this just came out the other day. I'm just going to read you guys some of the highlighted points here. The United Arab Emirates has shifted from using the US dollar to local currencies in its oil trades. So it sounds as though they will be using the UAE, what is it, the dinar? No, it's the dirham. Okay, the United Arab Emirates fiat currency is called the dirham. Learn something new every day. So they will be using, it sounds like they will be using their local currency for oil trades. This move aligns with the broader de-dollarization efforts by the BRICS Economic Alliance, which the UAE recently joined. The UAE's decision could significantly impact the dominance of the US dollar in the global oil market. So this is talking specifically about the oil market in the UAE specifically, and they are a recent member of the BRICS nations. Recently, I think this past summer they did join. But guys, we're already seeing it start. De-dollarization is, one of those things, one of those threats, I think, that, the West is looking at and saying, okay, these guys are getting bigger. They're not going to be using the US dollar anymore. There's no real rule to say they have to use the US dollar. So they're either going to use their own currencies, obviously running on DLT technology, right? If they use RippleNet or something similar, they can utilize their own currencies and make trade that way, in which, this is a perfect example, the UAE using local currencies to make these trades. Or the second thing is that they could use a BRICS currency to make these trades in and amongst themselves, all kind of come to an agreement on something backed by gold. And this will expand de-dollarization efforts. Now, even if they say, and they have claimed this, I think it was back in the summer where I remember talking about the BRICS nations and, this whole concept of de-dollarization. And one of the representatives for one of the countries that were part of the BRICS group, they said something like, no, we're not trying to de-dollarize the US dollar at all. We're just doing what we're doing, and it's going to be an independent solution and blah, blah, blah. So, the narrative was that, no, we're not trying to purposely debase the US dollar. However, what we're realizing is that because of the shift, it's just going to happen automatically. It's going to happen whether we like it or not, even if they're not trying to actively do it. So, this is just another example of where this is going, and the UAE now saying bye-bye to the US dollar. So I wanted to thank Emily for posting that. In the same breath, we're seeing Ripple Partners update us with new news, this one coming from another BRICS nation, the Brazil-based financial institution Travelex Bank. This one courtesy of Michael Branch. Travelex Bank expands its horizon with Ripple payments. So these guys have been partnered with Ripple for a while, but they're updating us with new news here, guys, enabling the Brazil-based financial institution to streamline global payments management. Travelex Bank is doing just that. The objective is to grant 24/7 access to liquidity along with near instant settlement. Travelex Bank and Ripple have joined hands to make payment solutions more affordable, and so the community is bullish about this development. João Manuel Campelli Freitas, the executive vice president at Travelex Bank, has said that Ripple has brought payment solutions that have helped upgrade their direction in payment. The VP has further stated that joining hands with Ripple has paved the way for them to integrate with more customers. So, of course, they're going to see more opportunity if they have superior technology. Overall, Travelex Bank aims to expand into new corridors and provide a superior experience in global payments to its customers. It aims to grant access to international currencies in the most simplified way possible. And so Travelex Bank operates in over 20 countries and is the only domestic exchange bank the CBB has approved, the Central Bank of Brazil. So Central Bank of Brazil partnered with Ripple, I believe it was back in 2020. I believe it was during the beer flu. And now they are, seeing more benefits using Travelex Bank and the Ripple network to simplify cross-border payments. And not to mention that this is, yes, another BRICS country. So, it's all going to, I think, fall in line. I think we're going to see more de-dollarization because of this superior technology. So wanted to thank Michael Branch for posting that. We also got this news, guys, from the Digital Monetary Institution. We are pleased to announce that Ripple will be partnering with the Future of Payments Report 2023. So this is happening, I believe, next month, December 13th. The Future of Payments 2023, I guess giving us a synopsis of what 2023 has brought. Achieving the targets set in the latest phase of the G20 cross-border payments program will require collaboration and engagement between the public and private sector. In this year's Future of Payments report, we examine the diverse approaches being adopted by industry players and uncover the geopolitical factors driving their choices. So I guess a bit of a snapshot as to what, the industry players are doing and what's going to happen in 2024. So to celebrate the launch of the 23 report, we will convene an expert panel to discuss the priorities, opportunities, and challenges faced by central banks in the global payment industry as they work to achieve a more efficient cross-border payment ecosystem. And guys, Ripple is on the docket there. Not only that, listed here on the OMFIF paper. On the OMFIF webpage specifically, partners include Ripple, and I don't see any other partners here. So these guys, huge industry players, obviously, very influential in how this new financial system is going to be shaped, where the technology is going, and so they are going to be on the panel discussing just that. So that is some great news too. Wanted to move along here to Ripple partner Accenture, guys. This one coming from Mike Manfield here on Twitter. They were contracted by a company called Bank Data for digital transformation. So Accenture, which is a longtime Ripple partner, they have signed a multi-year agreement with Bank Data, one of the largest fintech companies in Denmark in the Nordic region, to modernize its operations and migrate its capital markets platform to the cloud. So we have Accenture. They have signed a multi-year agreement with Bank Data. Bank Data will leverage Accenture Apply technology and operations for markets, a multi-client service for banks and asset managers that offer a broad range of as-a-service capabilities and front-to-back office technologies. So integrating their operating systems here by moving the platform to the cloud, managing it through Accenture's cloud-hosted architecture, and adopting a regular system upgrade policy. Members can provision development and test environments within minutes and can be scaled up or down based on demand. So looking to just, integrate their technology. Don't know if this is happening on the blockchain, but, this is a bank company. Bank Data does operate and maintain the platform as well as provide regular upgrades. Bank Data's ownership group, which includes these banks too, Jyske Bank, I guess these are all Denmark banks, Sydbank and MX3 for trading complex financial products such as currency, derivatives, interest rates, and currency swaps. Okay, so that's probably where we're going to see some blockchain adoption, some DLT adoption. And Christian Wiest, Senior Vice President at Bank Data, he said, "We have successfully developed and implemented a capital markets platform which is fundamental to our owners. Now we enter a collaboration with Accenture, affording us considerable flexibility while also optimizing cost efficiency." So it does sound as though this is happening in some kind of DLT platform, probably the XRP ledger. I mean, Accenture is a huge company, so I'm not necessarily saying that that is 100% fact. However, when we look at the types of applications that they want for this, products such as currency, derivatives, interest rates, and currency swaps, this all sounds very, very geared towards what the XRP ledger does very well. And considering we know Bank Data is now collaborating with Ripple partner Accenture, well, it would make sense that they would be using the XRP ledger. Anyway, wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Another great one here from Mike Manfield with regards to Mexi Pay and a new partnership with Ripple partner ACI Worldwide. So guys, here's the news. Ripple partner ACI Worldwide and Mexi Pay are going to work together to empower payment innovation in Mexico. A global leader in mission-critical real-time payment software today announced a partnership with financial technology company Mexi Pay to boost payment innovation in Mexico. Mexi Pay is a new fintech player in the Mexican ecosystem, and they will leverage ACI Enterprise Payment Platform and will also deploy ISO 20022 real-time payments. So this is very big news. Mexico already very Ripple integrated, but if this company is a new player on the scene, which we don't hear of too much, we usually hear of companies that have been around 5, 6, 7 years, and they want to modernize, they want to adapt. So what they do, they leverage DLT-related companies or DLT-partnered companies like ACI, like Finastra, like Accenture or Temenos. Those are just some examples of Ripple-enabled companies to perform better by integrating DLT technology. And so Mexico, they were an early adopter of real-time payments, but now this company is realizing, I guess we need to adopt newer technology. So they are partnering with ACI Worldwide. And it's stated down here, instant payment volume in Mexico is projected to see a 13.1% compound annual growth rate, 35% of all electric payments from 2022 to 2027. So it's looking as though, it's not just Mexico, it's everywhere around the world. All these instant payments are just getting larger and larger. And by that, I mean in not necessarily in volume, but I guess in transaction size. We are excited to be ACI Worldwide's partner in Mexico for real-time payments, as our partnership will allow us to boost ISO 20022 technology in the country by facilitating modernization innovation and time to market to the participants in the ecosystem. This was coming from Fabian Urabi, co-founder and CEO of Mexi Pay. With ACI's enterprise payment platform, we will leverage our competitive advantage over the market and tackle the immense need for financial inclusion and for legacy technology evolution for Mexican payments. With this partnership, Mexi Pay will be able to provide access to the unattended small and medium bank segment, as well as the merchant industry, through the implementation and operation of our platform built around ACI's solutions, delivering managed services to the market, something that was not possible for Mexico before. This means a complete new set of opportunities. And I think that is, what a lot of these companies really get excited about. The new opportunities equal more revenue, obviously. And that revenue would be going through more payment flows, more efficient payment flows. So more demand to the XRP ledger will eventually command a higher price for XRP. And again, guys, all these little partnerships, I mean, they seem fairly insignificant in isolation. And quite frankly, I guess, in some cases they are. But it's when you add them all up, every little bit counts, right? This is what's really going to bring XRP adoption to the mainstream. But, we've got to see it in small batches before we really start to see that big boom and the demand for XRP really rise. Now, what's going to get XRP demand rising is something like this. BIS XC Platform from November 2023. So this is from this month. No mention of any particular ledger in this document, but notice they do mention DLT. And I'm going to tell you why this is significant for RippleNet and the XRP ledger specifically. A cross-border payments exchange and contracting platform for the 21st century. Notice who wrote this, guys. Tobias, Adrian, talking about cross-border payments. Slow, expensive, risky. So basically, all the talking points that the BIS has gone through. Currently, there have been related ongoing projects and experimentation that also aim to develop solutions for cross-border payments using distributed ledger technologies. Some of these projects are in the public sector and led by a consortium of central banks. In some cases, the collaboration with the BIS hub, while others have been launched by the private sector. So notice collaboration with central banks. We've got Ripple. Notice they mentioned the private sector and how, that has been definitely part of this. Well, we've got Ripple collaborating with all these big players. We also know the history with the BIS and Ripple as well, right? So our focus with XC naturally goes beyond just payments as we include other functions that are needed for competitive and efficient cross-border payment outcomes. The idea is to create markets that are currently missing established infrastructures to fill in gaps in financial access and reduce inefficiencies in cross-border payments. So all the talking points seem to check out. Not only that, Tobias Adrian is a known individual in the Ripple XRP ecosystem. And guys, if you had any doubt, about 5 months ago, I did this video. This was back in June 2023. New IMF report, Tobias Adrian's connection to Ripple. So this was from a IMF report specifically. But check this out, guys. Let me play you a clip from my video from June. And so get this, the IMF just released a report. This entire article speech from the IMF is a description of RippleNet and XRP. This coming from Utility FTW here on Twitter. The cherry on top is how this is written by none other than Tobias Adrian, Counselor and Director of the Monetary and Capital Markets Department, IMF Rabat, Morocco, who has a foothold in Morocco's cross-border payments. Well, Ripple with the MENA bank Attijari Wafa, and who governs Attijari Wafa? Well, that would be the central bank of Morocco, Bank Al Maghrib. And Bank Al Maghrib worked with the IMF to deliver this speech. So some clear-cut connections there. Wanted to thank Utility FTW. And guys, here is the speech, okay, from the International Monetary Fund directly exploring cross-border and domestic payments and contracting platforms. Join the IMF Bank Al Maghrib High-Level Policy Roundtable on Central Bank Digital Currencies. Here's the speech by Tobias Adrian. And so I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to read further. There are some interesting connections here, guys, which do in fact even support the IMF's initial claim that XRP and XLM are considered or will be considered or are considered, I guess, even though we're technically seeing the price fluctuate, are considered stable coins. The future of cross-border payments, so just a little bit here, cross-border payments are more complicated than payments within a single country. They involve the exchange of value between parties located in different jurisdictions, as we know. And then he gives an example of a Moroccan ceramics business, discussing down here the cost, sluggishness, and opacity of cross-border payments comes with limited infrastructure. Of course, we know Ripple does solve for this, not just Ripple, but other payment platforms as well. Again, it is a lengthy speech that I will put down in the description of the video for you. So these connections to Morocco, okay, the IMF and Tobias Adrian specifically. So Tobias, Adrian mentioned once again the IMF back in June, now the BIS XC Platform from November 2023, guys. The connection to Al Jari Wafa Bank. Obviously, Ripple's got deep ties in the Middle East, and now we're seeing DLT being mentioned by Tobias Adrian in this latest BIS paper. So, I mean, when you're sitting at the table with the biggest players in the financial industry, as the CEO of Ripple is Brad Garlinghouse, is it any surprise that we're likely going to see DLT technology leveraging RippleNet coming out of these big organizations? BIS XC Platform looking to leverage DLT technology through the private sector and public sector with central bank partnerships. All things are sounding like they're pointing to Ripple and XRP, guys. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.